Adriano, actually, when he came, was really, really frightened of us. Right? It was terrifying for everyone. And he came in with his mother. He's from a backyard butcher. You out because you were so big. He was 13 pounds when he was born. And the other thing was, he was born dead. So we actually had to artificially, we had to resuscitate him. So he is a miracle baby. And we're very happy. We love him so much. He's very, very sweet. He's gotten attention since the moment he came out. And his mom is totally enamored with him. So she was absolutely thrilled to have this boy. And again, just like any kind of dairy production farm, the boys are taken away, and all of the babies that were born from these two mothers were boys. So Summer and Reuben, and I think that's Summer over there, were born from, were Louise's babies, and Hazelton is Tracy's baby. So none of these babies would have been able to stay with their moms. So thankfully, you were born here. And you can see how beautiful they are. And if you look, because this is a great time to see it, since it's light out, you can see that they have rectangular pupils. So their eyes have a rectangular pupil. And this is because these are prey animals, and that allows them to see almost 360 degrees. So you can't sneak up on a sheep. Think about it. Because you don't want to be snuck up on if you're a prey animal. So let's keep moving. So this is William. Hello, William. Hi, William. William actually is here, which is one of the funnier stories. William is here because of his violent behavior. So William, like so many animals, was being raised actually as a companion for children, but he is a flock animal. And so when you have a flock animal, they're kind of trying to find their way in the flock and their position in the flock. And if you don't have any other sheep, you don't have a flock, then you are the flock, right? You are the flock. So what happened was, everybody that was his size just happened to be a child, and he just knocked them over and over and over and over. And so he was going to be sent to slaughter, because nobody likes when you knock over children. But once we brought him here, oh, he likes to be scratched. Watch his tongue. So once we brought him here, he became a sheep, and he isn't the head sheep, so he's not in charge. So children get to visit you all the time, and he doesn't knock them over anymore, right? He's like, I would never knock down a child. Never, I was misunderstood. Yeah, so he's very happy here because you're part of a big family, and he is really happy. And his best friend is Ash. Ash seems to be outside. But as you can see, just giving them really what they're designed to have to begin with, a family and a flock, has turned him into like the big lover sheep. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He was just really misunderstood. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you. This means he wants more attention. Yeah, so that's another thing they do. Let's see if we'll let him do it. What do you think? You want attention? I thought so. So sheep are really amazing. I can't say enough about them. They're the friendliest, nicest animals on the planet. And one of the things, and the beautiful thing about Farm Sanctuaries, again, we're able to introduce people to these animals that they don't touch. Because you can go anywhere and you can see a dog and a cat, and you relate to dogs and cats because we see them so much and they're part of our lives. But it's very easy to shut down and not relate to animals that you don't see or get to touch. And we've been programmed to think that they don't have the same feelings and they don't have the same ability to think and reason. And they're very, very smart. So they are no different than your dog and your cat. Like when they want attention, they paw you for attention. They move the parts of their body that they want scratched. So if you wanted his rear end scratched, it would be right here. And that's just who they are, right? That's just who you are. And they form bonds with each other too. So they have big families and they love each other very much. And we're really, really lucky that we're able to share their stories, but also who they are with you. And so we're really, really thankful that you're here. Hopefully eating a really delicious dinner while sitting on the couch in your sweatpants, watching William. Correct? He is also eating. He's chewing cud. It's kind of like re-eating, right? Are you re-eating? We must move along and meet others, as beautiful as you are. Okay, we're moving. We're moving, tail wagger. Okay, so we're going to come up here very slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly. So, hello everyone from Hudson Valley. So this is a group of goats from Hudson Valley. This was again a backyard butcher type rescue, but it was the animals were starving to death, and their parasite loads were so high that they were dying. literally just dying because there were dead animals all over the property. It was really, really sad. Hi, William. This is Jennifer. Jennifer is awesome. And Jennifer's brother, Roger, is here too. He's over there. But Roger will come over. But it's so great because they're twins and they sleep with their necks wrapped together. So when we went, what we actually did, because, you know, we have the experience dealing with a lot of the issues that these animals have. So we went ahead and took all the really, really sick animals from this property. And then the healthy animals could go to other sanctuaries because the sick ones were really, really sick. So Benedict, who you just met earlier in the Turkey area, is one of them. He couldn't walk at all. Bruce was dying. Bruce was in the process of dying. So we took Bruce automatically. We took Jennifer because Roger was sick and she was running after Roger, so we knew that they were connected. We also ended up with their mother because she went nuts and tried to get to them. So they kind of told us who they belonged with. Bruce's mom also lives here as well. And with the beauty of these Explorer cameras, we're able to show people like who they are, you know, when they're not just like on a tour. They get to watch them at night. There's infrared here. And one of the things you'll see when you watch them at night is that Jennifer and her brother still sleep like they're in the womb. So they still sleep wrapped up together. And Bruce actually sleeps with his mom every night. And they're always together. And it's fun because you can see them on the Explorer cameras. I see them all the time. And everybody that's in here is actually chewing cud. They're all relaxing. That's Louise. Louise is one of the mothers. Again, she is Tracy's, I think, daughter. So Hazelton's mom's daughter. So I guess Hazelton would be, I don't know, her brother. And if you turn around, the one that has wool stuck in his teeth, hi Summer, has been scratching. That's one of her sons. She had twin boys, and that is Summer. And Reuben's around here somewhere, or else he's outside. And Hazelton's coming up again as well. This is Shannon. Hi, Shannon. And this is Panza. Oh, I almost didn't introduce you. Sorry. Hi. Okay, so this is also another girl from Hudson Valley, and this is Panza. And everyone comes in here and wonders where their ears are. These are actually La Mancha goats, so they don't have full ears. So you see how Jennifer has these nice big ears. La Manchas have these tiny little kitten ears, little flaps. So tiny, tiny little flap ears, and that's just part of the breed. It's not, there's nothing wrong with them. That's just how they are. But he does have something strange. Like all these things that are coming out of his head are scurs. They're not actually horns. And they grow because he was dehorned. We do not dehorn goats. Unlike cattle, their skulls are really, really thin. So it's very, very difficult to dehorn them without causing a lot of damage. It's actually really hard on them. They can actually get brain damage from it because they usually use a hot iron to take the horns off. In his case, they not only did it wrong, but now he has these spurs growing and he can get a lot of nerve pain from that and they can break off. So we have to watch him all the time and we make sure that they don't grow into his head. Here comes the brother. Right on cue, Roger. So this is Jennifer's brother, Roger, and Jennifer's was saved because Roger was so sick, right? You are awesome. And Roger is an amazing boy. We all love you, Roger. I can't even tell you how much. Everybody's here to have dinner with you. See? He's having dinner too. It's a rechew. Okay, kids. So we'll go outside for a little bit just so you can see everybody. Oh, here comes Scott. Hi, Scott. So they know their names, and so usually when you call them, they either come or they bawl at you. Scott was actually dropped off here as a newborn baby who was dying from a local person who was trying to raise them for food and fell in love with Scott. So brought him when he was dying to us, and we thankfully were able to save him. If you turn around and look at the door, you can see Aisha, who is very shy and probably will not come in. She's very, very shy. She is a Katahdin, so she's a hair sheep. Hair sheep don't have to have their wool shorn. They actually rub their wool off. It's more like hair. And she is one of the many, like over 7,000 sheep that were killed in one day at Ramadan years ago. And that happens every single year at the live markets. There's a big celebration and sheep are actually slaughtered. So she is one of those sheep that was spared, thank goodness. And so she's going back after him. She's like, oh, there's people in there. She's not a big fan of gallons and dressing up and doing all those things. So we'll keep going. Excuse us, we're going to have to leave in a minute. We got places to go, people to see. Hello. We can say hi to this group. Hello, hello. So there's different groups. This is actually Halbert. And Howard and Darius are best friends, and they came from Painted Meadow Farms. So both of them were very sick and dying when they came in as well. And Darius actually has a condition called Caprine arthritic encephalitis. The other thing that happened is he was adopted out and he got hurt. And because his legs are already weak, he got a spiral fracture in the leg that couldn't be fixed by the local vet where he was adopted. So he came back to have the leg fixed at Cornell. And sadly, he really cannot get hurt again. That's why these guys are, you're living with the older sheep, because he can't get butted again in the leg. If something happens to that leg, we can't repair it again. Look at that big smile. We can't repair his leg more than once, because it was more like a puzzle to put back together, and they did a great job. So he has to stay in a very low-key area, but he and his brother love being together. He's like, that's my best friend. And they're always together. And they're now living with our special needs sheep, who are also outside. And the sheep that are in this flock are all in their teens, so they're very, very old. And they just don't keep up with the main flock. It's very hard to keep up when you're getting that old, little arthritis. And then this is just a pathway that leads to their pasture. So this isn't actually their pasture. So they're all kind of hanging out here today. Hi, guys. Yeah, everybody loves the sun. We don't usually get sun this time of year, so this is really awesome for them. And they'll spend the rest of the day just chewing their cud, hanging out, sunbathing, even though they're in full giant wool. So anyway, we're really, really happy that you get to share some time with them. And do come and visit. If you haven't been to one of the sanctuaries, this is probably the most special barn, because the animals in here are just so loving. This right behind us are two examples, Hope and Dana. Hi, Hope. This is Hope, and this is her sister, Dana. Hello. And they are these gentle, sweet girls. Hi, babies. And again, we're from the Hudson Valley Rescue, and so anemic that they couldn't stand. So they actually needed blood transfusions. And if you're really lucky, because look, that's the one that gave them the blood transfusion. So this is Peanut. Peanut and his brother Jake, and Nate, who also lives in here, have probably saved the lives of more goats than anyone, because they actually are blood donors. They'll go in when we have an emergency rescue. We send these guys in because they're big and chunky and healthy, and they actually donate blood, right? You have donated so much blood, and he actually is one of the goats that saved Hope and Dana, who you just met, and Benedict, and Archie, and Tatiana. So he was really, he's such a good boy, but he has donated so much blood to save not only our goats, but companion goats that come through Cornell University. They'll sometimes call if they need someone to give a blood donation, and we have a really great, nice, big, healthy group that loves to do that. They're fantastic, and they're so well behaved when they're there, and so they're saving lives. They're not just hanging out and eating. So come on. So we're going to say goodbye, but look, they're eating too. It's just like what you're probably eating. A delicious diet of First Cutting Hay. And it looks very much like straw, because First Cutting Hay is not as high in calories, because we have a lot of overweight animals in here. Don't tell anyone. This is Bruce's mom, by the way. That's Cynthia. And we also use this wonderful hay feeder to scratch, but you can see that they come in, they eat hay, they have a really nice time. They too are enjoying this virtual gala, having dinner. Delicious. Eat your favorite. And this is their barn. Ta-da! So thank you, and we're going to keep moving. Got to keep moving. Keep this gala going. You can dance just like you would at the gala at the end. It's going to be great. So the next stop is going to be our Melrose Hospital. That's where a lot of our animals who are not well first come in, they go there, but if they're sick, they also can go there. So we're on our way to the Melrose Hospital. And again, you can't come with us while we're walking, because we don't have wireless in between the barns. So thank you. Bathroom break again. Maybe go fill up your plate again. Nom nom. Let's go.